Mathboard is another excellent application, and it has another application that I've shown you in a previous video called Spellboard, and this is the numeracy component by the same designers of software called Palace Software, and this is seriously a brilliant application. It's so good. There's so much you can do with this one, and this will cater for the youngest of children to probably year 7, year 8, depending on each child's ability. And what's fantastic about it is that it actually can be tailored specifically for each child's specific ability. So it's also appropriate for a number of maths problems. It caters for the 4 operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. It also has square, cubes and square root if you actually are going to be using that. So if we have a look at the settings, you can actually design the Mathboard to do whatever it is that you want it to do. So you can cross which ones that you want to choose, or which area you're working in, or whether you just want to do across the board. And for this, my children who are quite young, we're just going to focus on addition. And down here, you can actually say how many questions you actually want to have in your program. So I'm going to stick to 10 because I think that's enough, and also whether you want them to be vertical, read vertically, or whether you want them to be read horizontally. I'm going to stick to vertical. So once you've chosen what you would like, you go back to done, and then we go to problems. And the same thing, we can add what we want to work on here. I obviously don't want to do division, squares, cubes or square root. Again, I've said 10 questions, and the answer style we can add here fill in the blank or keypad and multiple choice. I'm going to go back to fill in the blank. The minimum number I want to use is number 1, and then the maximum is number 10, and that maximum goes up to whatever you want it to go to. So I'm going to take it back to 10 because that's suitable for my children. And again, when I've done that, I go to done, and then I can go to number range, and it goes through the same things and then adds a couple of different things down the bottom here. So we've already got our minimum number 1 to 10, and the maximum answer I also want to be to 10. So again, I can make that to 20, I can make it to 100, I can make it to whatever I want it to be. If I want to allow negative answers, so that's minus whatever, I actually don't want to do that. So done. Digit limit. Again, I can have a minimum upper digit, minimum lower digit, and I'm not going to bother. I can also have a different time if I want to do a countdown. So let's say if I want to, they have 10 questions and they have to do them in a minute or 2 minutes, so I can actually put a timer on it. I don't want to do that. And then time. Again, it talks about the timer, and then allowed 1 minute 30 seconds, and then I can actually increase that if I want to. Sound effects I'm going to keep on. Auto save results, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to save every single thing every single time they actually use this. Then there's some extras which are fantastic. So it has an addition table, so the children can go to this at any time, and I'll show you that in a moment. It also has a subtraction table, so they can go 10 take away 9 and come up with the answer of 1. And the multiplication table as well. Then it also has problem solvers, and I'll show you this when we actually get to the sums. So what we're going to do now is we've got everything sorted in our settings, so we're actually going to play. So if you have a look here, we can see 2 plus 6, and down here the children can actually use the chalk and put 2 crosses, 2 lines, stars if they want, doesn't really matter. We can get our eraser and just rub that out, because I only want the 2 lines. Go back to our chalk, and then we're going to add 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they can count them all together. Now again, we could have unifix, counters, anything else that we want alongside the iPad to actually do this work. We could even have a worksheet if we wanted to. So when they're happy that they know the answer, they can go up and find that answer by clicking up or clicking down, and we've got 8, and we'll go OK. Now if you have a look over on the left hand side, it actually shows the sum and then shows the result and shows the tick that the child got it right. So again, 6 plus 4, so they could, do this sum. 10, okay. Now let's say they're not quite sure. Oops, our time's erased. So what I'm going to do actually is go to my time, and I'm going to increase that. So I actually don't really want that to have happen. So what I'll do is I'll take away countdown. That solves that problem. So keep trying. So we're going to play again. So let's just replay the same quiz. So we already knew we had 8 there. Oops. And we had 10. If it does a wrong answer, if you do a wrong answer,